Heyo everybody, Haku here with a quick unboxing that I have been very excited to do. I have got from Tis Time for Torture Princess both the Princess and Torture Tortura figures, so really quick I will be doing some close-ups of the process, the boxes, the figures out of the box, them put together. I'll be doing some close-ups for that. I don't know if I'll put my camera down on my desk and do it that way or just hold things up to the camera so I don't have to move the camera back and forth or anything. So you will get some closer looks at these, and yeah, really quick before I get into it, I have been excited because I ordered these like a month ago. The Torture Tortura one got here right away, and I waited like a month for the Princess one, so I was like, I had one here waiting for the other one so I could unbox them this entire time. I am really excited to put them up behind me and everything. I love Tis Time for Torture Princess. I covered it on the channel for a long time, and I haven't in a while, which means I am quite a bit far behind. So lately I've been rereading it so that I can catch up to where I was on my read-through videos, and I can continue in the future. If you're new here and stick around, more Tis Time for Torture stuff in the future. More read-throughs, reactions, whatever you want to call them. But these are going to be by Banpresto and Bandai Namco, and I am not being paid to say this, but you know I'm a bit of a Banpresto simp, because there's so many companies out there that are like, hey, you want a decent quality figure? That's a couple $100. But Banpresto is like, hey, you want a solid, good figure? Less than $30, sometimes less than $20, pretty often less than $20. So again, and there's such a wide variety, like picking up some series that, again, Tis Time for Torture Princess is popular. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite manga, but it's not like the most popular ever. But either way, let's start unboxing these. Sorry for the long intro. And one of the first things I want to do is give a nice close-up of these boxes, because I do think they're actually really good. You see the kanji for Hime there, princess, the yellow, and then the Tortura box. This one reflecting my lights a bit. it's a bit reflective. We have the red here rather than the yellow. You can probably see in the reflection my bookshelf that's behind my setup. So I have the bookshelf with figures over here, and I have the bookshelf behind my setup that has like manga, light novels, video games. So you can probably see all that reflected in the reflection of that there. But now, let's open these and see how they look out of the box. So actually, I'm fairly used to the Banpresto figures. Easy assembly. You usually have the stand, the body, and the head. 3 parts, that's it. This actually has a little more, and I think Princess will too, but I actually like that because you got a little bit more detail. So the lower torso and the upper torso are actually 2 separate pieces. The only other figure I think I've gotten that had that same sort of setup was the Endeavor figure, had a separate bottom and upper torso. In addition to that, you have the front-facing hair, and you need it that way because you get 2 separate options for the face. So the Princess one is going to be the same way. I think I'm going to go for the one with her eyes open for now. I might show you both though with it fully assembled. Also her tail, I'm gonna have to, it's in a separate bag though, I'm gonna have to open that. Her tail is also separate. I'm gonna have to be careful not to bend or break it. And fully assembled, you have a nice sturdy base, which is really good. Nothing worse than a figure that topples over, though I kind of don't like the pieces that go up between her heels and kind of like sort of ruin the illusion of her heels. There you have the midsection. The tail actually looks really great. I think that I thought the tail would maybe just be a little bit more thin, just like, you know, it's just a thin piece of plastic, but it actually turned out quite well. And this would be, camera, focus up a little more, whatever. You know, with her face, with the eyes open. Again, you also have the alternate face with her eyes closed, which may or may not be how I decide to display her. Yeah, actually, I'm going to switch out the face and show you at the end for both of these. But for right now, let's open Princess and get her assembled. So Princess is actually really interesting. You have the full body instead of being split in half, but with no head whatsoever. and the back half of the head and hair with the little crown. I love how in the manga all of her outfits retain her stupid little crown. I love it so much. The ball and chain, which is going to go on separately, the front part of her hair, and two faces, one being just a normal, regular smile, and the other being kind of her dumb, ditzy face in the midst of torture. I forget what exactly X calls that face that she usually makes. So yeah, let me get this assembled, then I'll show that off. Her stand as well, I guess because it also has to accommodate the ball and chain. She has a massive, massive stand. Fully assembled, you see what I mean by a massive stand. On top of that, really great, showing you just the plain normal smiling face, because I'm gonna switch it out for the other to display. I think I'm gonna do that for both of them, so give me a minute and I'll show you both. The only thing I would warn you, if you get one of these yourself, the only thing that I was a little sketchy about is the piece that holds her head on was bubble wrapped when it came in the box, and it is pretty thin, so just be careful when putting the head on that you don't snap that or anything, or you might need to super glue it back or something. That's the only part that sketched me out. That part was a bit thin that holds her head on. But yeah, let me swap out the faces and then I'll end this video. Alright, so the faces were incredibly easy to switch, and I do prefer these faces. I am going to keep them this way. But yeah, they were super easy to switch, so if you want to swap them out, you can. You could even swap them for each other if you wanted to. I think I almost accidentally put the princess face on Torture, which would be really funny. But yeah, with that aside, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for sticking through this if you have. I'm going to put these up on the shelf behind me somewhere. And yeah, I'll get back to, if you're watching this just to see anybody talk about anything related to "'Tis Time for Torture Princess," I will get back to reading it soon. Like I said, I've been rereading through the stuff I already did videos on, and once I get caught up to where I was, I'll continue on doing videos from there. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I had fun with this. I guess like if you did like the video, let me switch over to this. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me if you have any thoughts or anything. Subscribe for much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want to link the Discord server or anything. If anybody's watching who works for any any figure companies, look, I'm not sponsored for this, but I would not be opposed to getting free figures in exchange for making a video on them. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you'd like to share the video around or to drop a super thanks, it is appreciated. If you would like to help support the channel by becoming a patron or channel member, you can get One Piece Bingo videos a little bit early, as long as I can get them done a little bit early, and you can also get your name here at the end of videos. So thank you to people who are already members and patrons. All you got to do is go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or link will be in the description, or hit join down below to become a member. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Hawley and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, FR Nono, JA and the D-Band, Chaverton Students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghouls, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Patero Diallo, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.